Coming up on today's episode, I'm giving you my predictions of the whole NFL division winners. I'm giving my respective opinion about who's going to come out on top. We got a lot of moves. We got a lot. AFC is stacked. CJ Stroud's second year. Pat Mahomes unbeatable. Then you got the NFC. I got some surprises that you may want to stay tuned on. So all that's coming up. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Talk from the Crib. I'm your host, Tanner Christian. Come up on today's episode, I'm giving you my predictions of who's going to come out in each respective division up and coming in this NFL season. We have a lot of turmoil out there in NFC East. The big question marks in Dallas with the contract. CeeDee Lamb still holding out. NFC North, you expect Green Bay, Detroit, but you also got Caleb Williams. Can he propel the Bears into contenders? AFC is just stacked, like I said, man. But you got Pat Mahomes could repeat. CJ Stroud, second year, a lot of exciting things may come out of Houston. In the AFC East, can Miami win in the cold weather at the end? So a lot of teams, a lot of, great pickups and, to make them better. Some teams I just felt like stay steady and regress. But anyways, remember, if you're new, check out the website, sportstalkfromthecrib.com. You can stream the podcast on there as well. Email, let us know anything opinions about the show, and also check us out on social media. We're at Feel the Heat Entertainment. It's Feel the Heat ENT. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. All right, so let's start off with the AFC East. My pick to come out of the AFC East, a little bit of a homer pick. I'm rolling with the Miami Dolphins. They got us to that great start last year, like number one seed in the AFC, and then it just fell apart. We got play winning teams. I know that's a big thing. It's going to be a big thing going forward into this year. A lot of defensive injuries, but I guess Jalen Phillips is back to practicing. He may come back a little sooner than originally scheduled. I know Bradley Chubb, so there's issues on maybe the pass rush. We drafted Chop Robinson, first round of this year's draft. We're bringing everybody back on the offensive side. We got Jonnu Smith as well come in and play tight end. He may be a big part in that, motion game and what Mike McDaniels likes to do, maybe a key piece this year. So we locked up Tua. It's a big deal. We've locked up Waddle. We've locked up Hill. That's the trio. I think the offense can get it done with the whole group intact. I think they can get it done. Bills got a lot of question marks. They lost Stephon Diggs, as a wide receiver. They lost also Glenn Davis on the receiver, and I know they got the rookie Keon Coleman. So we'll see how that all pans out for them. In their defense, they just lost Morano, the key linebacker. So that defense is taking a hit. They lost Poyer, Hyde, Tre'Davious White. Like, they lost a lot of those big, savvy veterans on that defensive side of the ball. So see if Sean McDermott can get that on their hand. That's a big question mark to me with Buffalo going in. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers, can he stay healthy? He's going to actually play more than 2 snaps this year. So they have a great defense. The Jets would be the one that I would really give a run for Miami in winning this division to me, because if Aaron Rodgers is out there all year, healthy and actually playing, I can expect big things coming out for New York, because the defense was pretty solid last year. I mean, they won 7 games without having a quarterback. So, but I'm still sticking with Miami and the Pats. Are they even worth talking about? They have nobody to throw the ball to. They just traded Matthew Judon away on the defensive side of the ball. So there's really nothing for me to really think anybody out of New England. I think I'm picking last, but I'm rolling with Miami. And it's this time for Tua to get it done, because he's signed that $212 million contract extension. You got your money, man. For all those questions about your play, now it's time to go deliver and win when it matters most and against the competition. You got to beat Josh Allen. You got to beat Aaron Rodgers. You got to beat Pat Mahomes. You got to start beat Lamar Jackson. You got to start beating the elite. And that starts with this year. That's why I'm still picking them to come out of the AFC East. Now, off to the AFC North. This may be the toughest division in all of football still. Like, this division is just tough. I'm going to roll with the Cincinnati Bengals just because Joe Burrow's back and fully healthy. I know last year he started off, he was a little nicked up in camp, played a few games, they got hurt again, and the Bengals is kind of going through the season. But I think this year with him back It's going to make a huge difference, and I expect him to lead to the Bengals to win this division, even though it's going to be tough. I think this is one of those divisions. It's going to be everybody's going to be together at the end, and we'll just have to see what happens. The Ravens, of course, Lamar Jackson. They bring in Derrick Henry to help out that run game. They lost some key guys on defense as well, so it'd be interesting to see if they could just take that next step. It seems like they're always there, but just can't win in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson's got to win in the playoffs. Joe Burrow's already proven that to me, and that's why I'm going with Cincinnati to get it done, to win the division and get into the playoffs. Now, the Ravens may still make the playoffs. I believe there may be 3 teams out of this division that make the playoffs. Don't sleep on Cleveland. They had Jerry Jeudy to go with Amari Cooper out there. I know it's nothing to really. Nick Chubb may be coming back. We don't know how he's going to recover from that gruesome knee injury he had last year, but he's one of the best running backs in the league before that. So we'll see if he can have a bounce back season. Can Deshaun Watson kind of regain any kind of form he had about 3-4 years ago, where he was right there with those Pat Mahomes discussions? Like, he was a top 5 quarterback in the league, and then he just went off. That whole thing went wrong in Houston, all the scandals. You know what happened. Gets traded to Cleveland, gets a fully guaranteed $250 million contract. He's due, I think his cap hit is like $65 million or something crazy. It's over $60 million this year alone. So, got to get it done. If he can regain some form of that, this Cleveland team can be very scary. They made the playoffs last year with Joe Flacco taking over as quarterback. So, they have a great defense, great run game. They added pieces on the wide receiver core. Don't sleep on Cleveland this year and what they can do. They're the sleeper team in the AFC. If Deshaun Watson could just regain some kind of form at all. Also on the Cincinnati note, no Jamar Chase. There's no really issues with him like holding out for a new contract. I know that's been a rumor all camp. He still has 2 years left. T. Higgins is the guy on that franchise tag. So I think next year, Jamar Chase is going to get signed. They're just trying to wait because that's not typical what the owner is going to do. Sign a guy to an extension that still has 2 years left on his contract. So I don't have any worrisome about that. Now, as Pittsburgh Steelers, they're the biggest ifs in this whole division because what kind of quarterback play are you going to get? You starting Russell Wilson, you starting Justin Fields. We saw Justin Fields, first preseason game, 2 fumble snaps, the center QB exchange, not there. Now he's trying to go back to his old stance. Russell Wilson has the calf injury. Supposedly he's going to be starting tonight for Pittsburgh. And I think Mike Tomlin really wants to go with him as his starter, a savvy veteran, to just kind of manage the game. Listen, we got a great defense. We're going to get the good run game going. Manage this game. Get us out of here with the W. Fewer turnovers with Russell Wilson probably than Justin Fields. But these guys have each been sacked 100 times. Well, Justin Fields, 99. But in the last 2 years, like, that's insane how many sacks they keep taking these last couple of years. It's just insane. And Fields has always been bad about fumble issues. And I just can't see it's working out one way or another in Pittsburgh, whomever it may be. I wish it was Justin Fields just so he can kind of get back on track, but it seems like he's falling into the same trap he did in Chicago. Was nailed up. So that's why I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals in this division. AFC South. Houston Texans. I'm rolling all day with C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year. They add Steph Diggs to go along with Nico Collins. You get Tank Dell back from the injury. You got Dalton Schultz. You got Joe Mixon in the run game. Offense looks for real. And, their defense, they've improved some. They bringing Daniel Hunter over from Minnesota. He comes in like, whew. Add Will Anderson, he's defensive rookie of the year. Like, this coach, like, things are looking good in Houston. Things are getting excited in Houston. Who would have thought about that a few years ago? C.J. Stroud came in and he was just like, yo, the man. It's different. And he's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. Can he have a sophomore slump? That may be the only question. Thinking about a sophomore slump. But I don't see it happening with the added pieces. They're continuing to build around him. They got the great camaraderie. Coach D'Amico Ryans did a phenomenal job with this team. I expect big things out of Houston because the division, to me, quite frankly, isn't going to be that good. Anyways, I expect them to run away with this division by about 3 games at least. Tennessee, I don't see much happening. Will Levis, second year, what can he do? Jaguars, losing Calvin Ridley and the wide receiver. I know they added more pieces, but Trevor Lawrence, to me, isn't that guy. And giving him a record contract to be that guy, $275 million, $55 million a year. You're telling me he's good as Joe Burrow? I said, that's Joe Burrow contract. Like, come on. I don't understand the market value, whatever, all that hoopla, but I'm not paying that man being stuck with that contract because he's shown me nothing. He's had his couple moments, I guess, but pretty much nothing altogether. In the Colts, Anthony Richardson, I expect the Colts to be a little bit better than last year. I expect Anthony Richardson to obviously stay a little healthier and not just get ran over like, hey, man, it's okay to slide. Jonathan Taylor's going to be he's fully healthy. He's back, I expect the Colts to be a little bit better than people think and maybe play second in this division. But Houston, to me, is just so much far superior than these teams. But the Colts, don't be shocked if they have a good year this year. All right, let's head to the AFC West. Oh, man, how can we go against them? It's the Pat Mahomes show. Kansas City, Travis Kelce. Another person he's dating? Yeah. But anyways, Kansas City, it's a no-brainer. I'm not picking against them anymore, no matter what, because the guy always wins. No receivers, no problem. No great tackles on the outside, no problem. And these guys can't catch up, no problem. Can't run the ball, no problem. It's just somehow it works. And somehow it gets into the postseason and they just find a way to win. So next up, the Raiders in division, Antonio Pierce, year 2. He's got Gardner Minshew as his QB. Not really sure how that's all going to work out. But I like the Raiders. Still, they're going to be kind of the borderline. But Chargers, Jim Harbaugh coming back to the NFL, first year as Chargers. Chargers lost a lot of people on offense, especially in wide receiver. No more Keenan Allen, no more Mike Williams, no more Eckler. That core offense has kind of gotten. And plus, there's questions now with Justin Herbert, plantar fasciitis in his foot. So he's out of the walking boot. So there could be some questions heading into the season. Broncos, rookie QB, Bo Nix. I expect him to be okay. Bo Nix is going to have his ups and downs this year, but I think Sean Payton's found his guy. But the Chiefs, to me, this is the runaway in this division. I think Jim Harbaugh eventually is going to really help this Chargers team potentially, push the Chiefs. But not at this moment. The Chiefs is too good. All right, let's head into the NFC. Let's start off with the NFC East because, I have a surprise pick in this division. And I know it may be crazy. We have the Giants at the bottom of it. Daniel Jones is your QB. Don't worry, I ain't picking the Giants. Cowboys, are they signing Dak Prescott? Is he going to play out this year? CeeDee Lamb isn't in camp. I expect the contract to get done. But they didn't really improve much on this team. Who's running the ball? Who's opposite CeeDee Lamb? Is it Brandon Cooks still? I don't even know. Defense was abysmal against Green Bay. Trevon Diggs coming back to play corner, but is he really going to, fix all that himself? I don't think so. Use Dan Quinn as a D coordinator. Mike McCarthy, this just seems bad in Dallas. And the Eagles, with that horrible fall at the end of last season, turmoil, changed offensive coordinator, changed defensive coordinator. Nick Sirianni still a head coach. You're bringing back Vic Fangio. Is the defense going to be better with that? You still got your hurts. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on the outside, still got Dallas Goedert, so you still got weapons. I just don't know if I'm going to see that much out of Philly. That is why I am picking the Washington Commanders to win this division because of my guy, the Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels. I really believe this kid is going to propel this team. Now, huge question marks in the secondary in Washington. They were horrible. They're one of the worst in the league last year. I know that secondary is bad, but the defensive line is good. Hopefully they get some pressure on that quarterback. But I'm riding with Jaden Daniels. They brought in Eckler, a little savvy veteran running back to help out Brian Robinson Jr. You You got Johan Dotson. You got Terry McLaurin, who's made every QB look good. Jaden Daniels going to love him. You got Jaden Daniels. This may be. Remember when you guys saw Robert Griffin III kind of ball out his rookie year? We really didn't expect it with his run game and passing. You may see that Jaden Daniels this year. You may see that times 5. That's how much I believe in Jaden Daniels this year. And I'm picking the Washington Commanders come out of this division. It's going to be tough. But with all these friction and turmoils and Dallas Cowboys accident waiting to happen, like always, right? Giants ain't going to be. They still got Daniel Jones. The Eagles, it could have a chance. Do not sleep on Washington this year. All right, let's head to the NFC North, and I'm going to roll with the Green Bay Packers. Yes, over the Detroit Lions. I know they had a good, nice run last year. Went to the NFC Championship game, but I'm rolling Green Bay because of how they finished and how they played San Francisco. Like I think, and Detroit in their own division here. So I expect big things out of Jordan Love. That wide receiver core is all together again. They're young, they're savvy. Offensive line's improved. They bring in Josh Jacobs to help run the ball. Defense, some question marks, especially in that defensive run game. They get that better. Jair Alexander plays the whole year outside. Like, come on. This Green Bay team is stacked. They got a lot of depth. And this year may be it because Jordan Love's in his second year. And I expect big things out of him, even though the sample size is small. But the guy sat and learned. And this guy is coming out firing. I expect big things out of Green Bay. Chicago rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. I expect them to be better. There's going to be some growing pains there. I expect Chicago to be competitive in this division this year as well. And as for the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, man, we were like, getting him up, but like, hey, man, this guy is going to be maybe that guy. And then torn meniscus. Sam Darnold's now your quarterback. Go, man. Like, I don't know. I don't like Minnesota's chances. Sorry, Minnesota fans. I do not know. I mean, you got Justin Jefferson throwing the ball too. Maybe that helps him. Maybe that gets his career back and him being under Kevin O'Connell and that offensive side. Maybe it helps him. We're going to see. But I got Green Bay in this division because Josh Jacobs, young wide receiver, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Josh Reed. Like, man, there's so many more. There's too many. But anyways, I got them. All right, let's say the NFC South. Here is I don't even think this is going to be a sleeper team. This team can really wreak havoc in this division. I'm rolling with the Atlanta Falcons. Bringing Kirk Cousins to be QB. Okay, let Michael Penix sit, watch, learn. Okay, from Kirk Cousins, paying him a lot of money. I know he's coming off that injury, but you're paying him a lot of money. Maybe he can, get Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Brian Robinson Jr., like those guys, to reach their potential, especially Kyle Pitts, man. He's been disappointed since he's been drafted that high. So everybody together, I expect big things. And now they just traded for Matthew Judon, the big pass rusher over from New England, for a 3rd-round pick. And now they just signed safety Justin Simmons. What? The great, underrated safety out there that was in Denver. They had their troubles last year, so he got really overlooked. I know Justin Simmons, phenomenal player. You pair him with Jesse Bates in the back? That's the best safety duo in the league. That is huge. Because they got A.J. Terrell on the outside. Still got Grady Jarrett rushing the passer. I expect Atlanta to be kind of good. They were in a lot of games last year. They just didn't have the QB play. Desmond Ridder was horrible. So I expect Atlanta to come out of this division. Bucks, I don't know, another Baker Mayfield year. I don't know how that's going to shape out. They barely got in last year. Saints with Derek Carr will kind of hover around the 500 mark as well. And the Panthers, new head coach. Dave Canales coming over came from Tampa Bay, didn't he? And can he get the best out of Bryce Young? I don't know in year one if he can do that. But I would just really say the Atlanta Falcons are that team to beat in this division. I expect big things. Come on, you have the talent. It's time to finally get it out. All right, the last one, NFC West. I don't even care. San Francisco, 49ers. I don't care if Brandon Ayuk's on the team or not. I expect that deal to get done. They are re-signing Brandon Ayuk. You can't trade that, man. You can't trade that, man. Especially when you're on the San Francisco's been knocking on the Super Bowl doors for like 8 straight years. I feel like they got to get over the hump eventually. We'll at least get them winning this division. But do not sleep on those LA Rams. telling you, Matthew Stafford, if he's fully healthy, he's one of the best passing QBs in the league. People sleep on him. Kyron Williams broke out last year. Puka Nacua, he broke out last year. Rookie out of nowhere. Pairing him with Cooper Kupp for a whole year. Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford. I expect this offense to be pretty damn good. This offense is going to do some things. This NFC West, it's not as tough as maybe years past. But, Niners and Rams stick up there at the top. Niners being at the top. I still going to pick them. But don't be surprised if this Rams gets another playoff run. They meet again. And may be a different story this time. The Seahawks, I know a lot of people are on them a little bit, but I don't really see too much out of there. Arizona, and Kyler Murray, is he still the quarterback? He's still playing? Like, he's just an afterthought. Nobody thinks about this guy anymore. Everybody was talking about him maybe 3 years ago. It's got Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to get a lot of numbers. There's going to be a lot of numbers out in Arizona this year, probably on offense, and whoever goes to play there. But I got the Niners, no questions asked. And that's going to do it for today's show. I want to thank you all for joining me here on Sports Talk from the Crib with your favorite sports host, Tanner Christian. Remember, new episodes are airing every Tuesday and Friday, and it's available on all streaming platforms. Check out the website, sportstalkfromthecrib.com. Stream the podcast on there as well. And social media links at Feel the Heat Entertainment. That's Feel the Heat ENT on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Thank you all for joining me again. You all enjoy your weekend. See you on Tuesday.